Good morning and welcome to the Bud Show. Here we go. All right, I have a lot of things that I want to talk about, but we're going to squinch it down today because I have a lot of things to do. I'm off today. So, when you get one day off, you have to do everything that you can to get it done. So you don't have to do it when you're working. So, I talked about a couple weeks ago about my book that came out, Faith Moving Forward to Heal the Past. It has finally come. It is finally here in my little hands. And I just wanted to show that to you real quick. And here it is. So, got that done. That's one of the things on my bucket list. There was a few spelling errors that was brought to my attention. I purchased about 25 books, and that's the minimum you can purchase. So I found out quickly that that's not enough. There's a lot of friends in the church and in my family and stuff that want a copy of the book, so I have to order more, which I guess is a good thing. But then again, the weird thing is, and some people, kind of looked at me funny when I said this. I said, the Lord kind of said to me, the first books that you put out, just give them away. And I was going, I spent a lot of money, but I see his point. To give to someone that you have, if you have something, give it to others also, and not just hoard it, because money's going to be nothing in heaven. There's no credit cards, there's no banks, there's none of that stuff. From what I understand, God gives us everything, and we could do the same thing here on earth. Just let God give you the things that you need, not that you want, things that you need. And He's done that for us. Done that for you many times, and I'm very, very happy about that. But anyway, I wanted to touch on a few little points here that that's been bothering many people, including myself. We have all the propaganda about war and that the banks are going to close, and then the government's going to take our money, and healthcare, and they want to give us another shot. They're going to make another disaster, and all these disasters that are going on all over the country and all over the world, earthquakes and fires and tornadoes and floods and everything like that. The way I look at it is this: that's God's wrath. Whether it's man-made or not, it is still God's wrath, because He's been trying for thousands and longer than we even can say time, been trying to get our attention, but we ignore it because we're stuck in the world, living through the world and not living through God. And that's something we need to change big time, because time is running out, folks. That's what I keep hearing from the Lord. Excuse me for a second. Many things are going to happen in this time. Many people are worried, scared, concerned, don't care, have no clue what's going to happen. And I'm not the person that's supposed to tell you these things. You should know these things. It should be an instinct in yourself. You should know that these things are coming. You don't have a great time the rest of your life. Hey, everything's going to be happy and no big deal. Nothing's going to happen. Yes, it will, because you have not paid attention. God's wrath is upon everyone, not just those that did bad. Everyone. It's a lesson. And if you are within God and you are a believer and you have faith and trust and love in God, maybe He will spare you. Do you hear the way I said that? Maybe He will spare you. Because I'm telling you right now, if you can't suddenly go, I believe in God. Oh, yep, save me, God. Don't let me die. It doesn't work that way. You have to do it from every single day. You have to have God in your mind when you wake up, God when you go to sleep. And even in your dreams sometimes, He'll come up. But I wanted to go a little bit on the preparedness part of it now. We need to prepare our souls, our minds, and our bodies, and our supplies, because the whole idea here is to starve us out, take our money, make us be controlled by the government, the evil one. That is what it amounts to. I'm not talking about Joe Biden. I'm talking about the devil himself and all his other little gods that he brings along Gods of sin and anger and betrayal, everything, everything. All these entities, evil entities, have come back into this world because the people willed it. The people willed it. God has warned us of this many times, many, many times. But we ignore it, and here we are now in our lives. And it doesn't matter if Donald Trump gets in or somebody else gets in to take over the country, to fix the country again. Evil is still going to move forward with its plans to destroy us. Period. But the hope is this. We need to prepare our lives, strengthen our heart, strengthen our soul, strengthen our belief in God, in Jesus, Yeshua. And that ain't hard to do. If you know God, if you know who He is and what He does for you, it will not be that hard. You just need to increase your prayers. You need to increase your strength, your sight, and watch what goes on around you and understand why it's happening. Don't just say, well, that guy just did that because, that's who he is. Maybe God put you in that. Maybe God put you in that path of that person or persons. You have to be aware of what's going on. You always have to be aware of what's going on. I tell you, it's at the end of my podcast, every time I tell you, look around. Anybody around? Because I'm telling you, it's going to come. They're coming after us. I'm mainly talking about Christians and people that believe in God. They're going to come after us. One way or another, they're going to do it. Because that is in the Bible, and I've seen it already. So, if you're not savvy, and this is not propaganda, this is not conspiracy theory when I say this, but isn't it interesting that all the food sources and the water sources are being contaminated and destroyed? Train derailments happen all the time. What are we up to, 17 now? I don't. They're not even reporting them on them anymore. That's a big deal. When I was a hazmat technician, that was my thing, specialist, tank cars and railroads and stuff like that. So I have a good knowledge about how that works. But the problem is, somebody can go out and derail, take a rail, loosen it up, or put a spike into it to where it'll derail for all the cars and stuff, or use explosives, all kinds of things. But nobody is checking these things out, and no one's walking the line to check, to make sure that these things are going on. The engineer in the engine, he ain't going to be able to see that. They're not going to be able to see all that, but there's something going on. We had a place up at a food place up in Reading, PA, just this week, that blew up. There's nothing near that I know of that blows up. When I saw that, I thought it was a missile that hit the place. Or was it? Boom! I've never seen, the only time I've ever seen that is in movies of war. Or on TV, the news media shows a place being blown up. People, we're under attack. Whether you know it or you care or not, we are under attack. We need to be more looking around at what's going on, and more awareness of what's going on around us, because God needs us here to do our job instead of run and hide and pretend nothing's going on. I see it everywhere. I see it when I go into Walmart, I go anywhere I go, in the church, I see it. I see people that just kind of like, well, I'm here at church. I don't want to be bothered with that kind of stuff, because it has nothing to do with it. It does have something to do with you. God is trying to get your attention. The Holy Spirit comes upon me many times now, and it scares the out of me, because He always comes to tell me something that's not good and what to watch out for. But the problem is, when I say that, people are like, oh, you're nuts. You don't have that ability. We have that ability. Each one of us was born in the ability to hear and listen and see God, not His face. Why do you think we have dreams? Those dreams go both ways. And this is something I'm going to tell you that the Holy Spirit told me. When you have dreams, your dreams are inbred and broiled into you. They're built into you. You have the evil and you have the good. And both work each way to confuse you evil confuses you with weird dreams, evil dreams, sin, sex, drugs, killings, all kinds of stuff. It embroils your mind with this stuff all the time. And then God's trying to get a hold of you, but you're paying attention to what this is because it's like, oh, it's action. It's interesting. It's weird. It's things that I've seen before that you haven't seen before because these things are put in your mind that aren't supposed to be there. It's like having a cup of coffee all the way filled to the top and then pouring more sugar into it. Same thing. You may think I'm nuts or crazy or anything like that, but God has given me the ability to speak to you and tell you. That's it. I have no powers. I have no vision of what's going to happen or how it's going to happen. I don't have any of that, but I do have the ability to speak to you and tell you what's going on. I'm not a prophet. I've never been a prophet. You have to be ordained and given the power to be a prophet by God, not by man. The devil can fool you any way he wants. To say someone's like, hey, that person's a really good prophet. They spoke everything that God says. Well, sometimes the devil knows exactly what's the God's saying too. Sometimes he knows his plan. Because I get really frustrated when I hear certain people go, well, the devil doesn't know what's going on. Yes, he does. He was an angel, remember? And he got kicked out. So he knows how heavens work. He knows how the earth works. We have to pay attention to what's going on in this world. More prayer. We need to pray more. I'm telling you right now, we must pray. Don't pray for yourself. Pray for the world, the people, the first responders, your neighbors, your pets, your family, and then you. God does not want to hear about, well, I want me first. God doesn't work that way. I found out the hard way, believe me, after 30 some years now. But time is nothing compared to God. If an hour was his time, it would be a second, like gone. That's how kind of I would understand it. There's no time in heaven. There's only time here on earth. But I'm telling you right now, things are going to get worse. If you didn't prepare for your food, water, and get all these things ready for you to be ready, I feel sorry for you. I read in a history book, I don't remember who said it, I don't know if it was Thomas Jefferson or one of them, said that a man that does not prepare will die. A man that does not prepare will die. I've been doing this emergency preparedness stuff and military surplus stuff for about good 5 years now. Well, maybe 6 years now, I'm sorry. 6 years I've been doing this. And I'm never, ever caught up to be ready because, food spoils at a certain time. You have to get this and that. And, you need money because if you don't have money, you have nothing. And you won't get anything. It's for a select few people out there that are in the realm of God, maybe give you some food, maybe give you some water, maybe do these things for you. But it's going to get worse because when the government comes in now, they're going to take your money and they're going to say, okay, you don't need this no more. We're going to hold it for you. But we're going to tell you how much you can spend and why you're spending it. You can't do this and that. Is that what you want? Because we're sitting on our hands doing nothing. We're a bunch of chickens sitting there, not doing nothing. We run our mouth, but we don't do anything else. And that's what God said. If you're going to sit there and do nothing, then I will not help you. If you realize something, that when Jesus was on the cross, he cried up to his Father, why have you forsaken me? Because God turned his face away. Because that is what was done. That was part of the deal to purchase back our souls, his people, back to him. It may sound really cruel and unusual and not and hateful, but that is not the way it was supposed to be meant. So you read that in the Bible and you'll understand it. Because I'm not going to read the Bible to you because that's not my job. My job is to speak the truth to you and then leave it alone. We're going to end it right here because I pretty much have lost my frequency with God right now. I'm very tired because I haven't been feeling good lately. spiritually. I just haven't been feeling good spiritually. Because I see what's going on, hear what's going on, and everybody's just like doing their own thing. Oh, we'll wait and see what happens. That's the wrong time to do things, when it happens. I have a little saying that I say, prepare now, not during. Folks, I am trying to give you a message, and if you want to blow it off, that's up to you, because you're going to have to deal with God. And believe me, he's not going to be happy for what you did. I know. We continually live in the world that is full of evil and misleading and propaganda and evil and sin. And we don't even know the difference anymore because we're so busy being, I gotta be in the world, I gotta show who I am, I gotta be great and powerful and seen and wealthy and all these things. It's all sin, stupid. It's all sin. God's right there. God is right there. You speak to him every day. You don't have to go on your knees or on your face. Sometimes you could talk to him and say, look, Lord, forgive me for what I've done. Whatever you need to do, whatever message you want to talk to God about, he will give you the answer. Believe me, I do that more often now than I talk to my wife about the problems that I'm having in my life. I know that's kind of wrong, but I still shouldn't do that. But we need God. We need Jesus in our lives. If we do not want Jesus or God in our lives, you better bring your suntan lotion, because where you're going ain't going to be fun. Eternally. Torture. Eternally. Millions of times more painful than anything we've ever encountered. God doesn't want that. But your will, your thinking, you're smart, I'm better than everyone, is the reason why you'll go to hell. Because you turned away from God and you turned to sin. You turned to the world, which will do nothing for you but destroy you. Well, on that happy note, I want to thank you for your time and listening to what I've said. I hope something that I've said to you today will make an impact and pierce your heart so you understand what is going on in this world. And not pretending, not still, oh, the news says this. I don't care what the news says. It's all lies. God will tell you exactly what's going to happen and when it's going to happen sometimes, if you're supposed to know. And that's part of my burden in my life right now, is when the Lord wants me to do something, I do it right away. I don't wait, because I found that when you wait around to do something that he wants you to do, your life's not going to be good. I know I lost my hair for that probably, but that's a joke, folks. Relax. So I want to thank you for that, and may God bless you. May God bless America. And pray, people. Please pray. Just pray. It's a simple thing. I'm talking to you right now. I could be praying right now, and I'm probably going to pray right after this because I'm all wound up now. I didn't have my coffee yet, so that's even better. Thank you. May God bless you. Amen. Take care.